Hi, this is Mark from LynTec again. Welcome to our second video on programming the NPAC. We're going to pick up where the last video left off. You've plugged your NPAC into your network, you've taken the IP address off the front LCD screen, and now you've plugged it into your computer. And you'll see that this is plugged into an NPAC that's in our engineering room. From here, originally you'll open up on the status screen. The status screen will show you what's on or off, but you won't be able to take any action. It's just purely for monitoring. If you'd like to control the NPAC, simply click on the Control tab. From here, you can click on any individual outlet to turn it on or off. This is great for remote reboots, for instance. If you'd like to operate a zone, you would click on the Zone button, and any breaker that's been assigned to that particular zone would be turned on or off. As you'll see, there's only one outlet that has been assigned to Zone 1. If you would like to increase the number of circuits that are attached to that zone, simply click on the Setup tab. You'll see a new row of tabs come up, all of which are available as setup options. Click on Panels, and from here, you can add any of the circuits that you want to an existing zone. For instance, I've already established Zone 1. You'll see it's set up as a sequence zone. In order to add outlets to this particular zone, I simply click on the Edit Radio button. Once that radio button is clicked, that tells the software that you're looking for outlets to be added to that zone. Now I'm going to click on this one. You'll see that the address bar immediately turns red and a little dialog box opens up to the left. In this dialog box, I can change the order that circuits go on or off, or I can change the delay setting. The delay setting determines the step rate between this particular outlet and the next one added to the zone. So if I add this to 250 milliseconds, the step rate would be 250 milliseconds before the next outlet that I added. Again, once I added the third outlet, I can change my delay setting and or the order that this particular circuit goes on. I'm going to go ahead and add a couple more real quick. And you'll see that the last outlet clicked is always the last outlet on in the sequence. And of course, they reverse off for our audio customers. So right now I have 5 outlets dedicated to the first zone. I can go in and I can edit or name each circuit. So for instance, we can name this front of house. We'll dedicate the first 3 to front of house. And I could be as detailed as necessary. We'll add a couple of amps. Now let's assume we'd like to add a second zone. We've dedicated 3 of our circuits to lighting control. So we'll enable the next zone, zone number 2. And to start, we'll make it a group zone. We'll want to add some circuits, and we'll go ahead and add these, the 3 remaining circuits. So we've created 2 zones on our first NPAC. Save changes. And now when we go back to the control, you'll see that the GUI has self-populated and there are 2 complete zones set up. There's zone number 1, which would be set up as our audio circuits, and zone number 2, which would be set up as our lighting control. Now let's assume that we would like to go back and turn this second zone into a DMX controlled zone. In that case, we would go to our protocols page and enable DMX. Then we can set our starting DMX address, and I'll pick address 77. We then have the option of what we'd like to have happen should the DMX signal be lost. Default is no action, but with the loss of signal, we can also have the option to turn all DMX circuits on or all DMX circuits off. We're going to keep it at no action. We're going to save our new DMX starting address, go back to panels, and now we're going to go back to zone 2 and select a DMX zone. Once we click Save Changes, you'll note that the addresses and all of the green address bars have changed to reflect the new DMX address for that particular address. So now you know how to create your macro and how to protect that. Once DMX or streaming ACN is set up as the preferred protocol, all of the protocols are locked out of that particular zone. In addition, once you go back to the Control tab, you'll now notice you have no control over the DMX outlets, whereas you can still turn the non-DMX outlets on and off at will. So that's an introduction to setting up your first NPAC system. Please refer to our operations manual for even more detailed information, or feel free to call us anytime at LynTec.